Hobbs has stolen the keys. Good morning. Well done, Peter.
What time are we leaving?
In a minute.
Oh, right.
Right guys, welcome back to another training video. I'm not gonna lie, I very nearly didn't vlog today because kind of just want to actually get Jammy out jumping this year without any pressure. Can't go in the barn because the radio's on. However, I then got like owner's guilt that if I don't vlog the Jammy, like the first Jammy training session of the year, and I've vlogged Winnie's and I've vlogged Wilma's, it just didn't sit right with me. So today is about getting Jam Bam back out jumping. We are going off to Allenshill with the lovely William Blane again. Poor William has literally had to teach me every single week in January. But we are running a little bit behind, but Hobbs has run off with the keys for the lorry. So I'm a bit stuck as what to do because I need to move it and I need to pack it. So we'll just wait. Okay. We have made it. Okay, let's go. Right, we're doing all right, guys. We've got 7 minutes to tack up. Not too bad. I have, whoops, absolutely troughed a Y food on the way. I say that, I've still got half left, but I wanted to do the classic saving it. Can I open this a sec? Okay. Saving it for after. Gives you something to look forward to on the drive home. But remember, if you guys want to introduce Y food to your life in 2024, honestly, a lifesaver. The bars especially. So obviously we're actually, when this goes out, we might be in Africa. And Y food have really kindly sent us loads of bars to take because it's a bit funny about taking dairy. Do not let me forget to pick that up into other countries. So yeah, we're taking the bars. I've been using them for, I've been doing Pilates on my drives in the morning, just a little munch. If you are constantly busy and a little bit guilty of not always eating when you should, we gotta be skipping meals now, guys, want to get all the nutrition we need, then you can use the code Elphick-YouTube and get 10% off and try Y food out, or you can stock up for the season. They don't need to be refrigerated, so you can literally stock them up in your lorry. Right guys, I'm gonna tack up. I'm gonna have to go because I haven't got a groom, I've just got Peter. A whistle-stop tour of my lesson here. So there was a bit of an incident with a loose horse when we were warming up. So that's why there's no footage of me warming up, because I had to send Pete running towards the gate because Allenshill is like situated on a main road. So yeah, Pete had to go and be a hero and shut the gate, so we missed a bit of the warm-up. Anyway, horse was all fine, so you can see we got jumping over this upright. No rest for the wicked with William. We had booked into the 92 a metre group, so William knew that we meant business and there was no cross poles allowed. So yeah, we started over that placing pole and then we just practiced coming off of both reins, and you can see it's slightly tighter going that way, and this was kind of the theme for like the first bit of the lesson, was doing some more difficult lines, doing some different turns and thinking about what legs we were landing on. Oops. Yes, God, you're right, yeah. I hadn't really realised what a serial leaner I was, but having like quite regular lessons with William over the past few weeks, he's picked up on it a lot and I'm starting to notice it much more, so I need to work on that. Anyway, so as I mentioned, we were thinking about what leads we were landing on after our fences. So the first exercise was to come around, jump this oxer. Whatever canter lead we landed on, we had to circle that direction. Funnily enough, we all landed on the left. So then William was like, right, come around again and you have to land on the right. So change your positioning, think about it more over the first fence, and Jammy actually did it foot perfectly. So I really like when we do these exercises with William with the kind of circle in between, and he always introduces it as like a way to repair your canter, because he says it's easy to jump one fence on its own, but it's hard when you start jumping as a course, and he's absolutely right. I mean, Meg, stop pulling. So yeah, we work on this like repairing the canter, and not just with Jammy, it was the same with Wilma. I tend to lose the canter a bit in my course, probably because I start pulling. So round these circles, he was telling me to like keep that rhythm, keep my leg on, and just like keep the power a little bit. So it's something I need to learn to replicate outside of the circle exercise. So then we moved on and we did these 3 jumps as a kind of like related. So got a little bit backwards to that one and kind of seesawed the reins a little bit there. Anyway, it's fine. Repair the canter with this circle and then off over another oxer, which was actually, it was quite big. Like, I think these were definitely full up meter. Anyway, this is what William had to say.
Panicked a bit in the middle. No, I don't know what all that was about.
So that was William gesturing. You can't see him out of camera, but he was kind of doing my seesaw movement, and also I kind of like squirm with my body. And you notice it really. It's like kind of when I pull, when I'm on off stride, I almost like dip my hips out, and I never really noticed that I was doing it until William brought it up. But now I'm seeing it all the time. Anyway, we go round and do that exercise again. I missed my turn around the circle for that pink jump, but it's fine. You know, it still served a purpose. Jammy was just feeling a little bit spooky this day. Like, she was kind of bouncing off of things, and you'll see at the end of the session, we have a very uncharacteristic stop from Jammy. It's spook related. But yeah, I think she was just feeling quite fresh and excited to go out. So we then move on to another exercise, which is practicing a bit of a tighter turn again. I was so pleased with how this went. This is my favourite combination of jumps. They're slightly pulled, but not horrific. So this one, normally, like if you were jumping as a course, you'd turn left, but we did a little like loop back turn, and then guys, just watch this. Watch that double come to me. That is what I'm aiming for. I was so chuffed.
Good, well done. What a girl. Let's just steep out the way here.
Oh, she makes me so proud. Like, that feeling is what I would love to achieve in my rounds. It kind of like when I went to ride at Strides for Vlogmas, and you sit on like a proper show jumper and they almost just prop themselves and they see the stride. That's how that felt, and that's what I want. Anyway, I did not carry that feeling forward into my round, and you can see pull, and I was like, do you know what? I just want to do that fence again, because I know it would really annoy me if I'd done the whole round and like that was the one bit that I was annoyed at. I mean, coincidentally, there was more things to be annoyed at, but still, I was thinking that I was going to put the mistakes behind me. So what I'm really noticing from this is that my kind of nerves and like self-doubt come in way more when I'm doing a whole course. And obviously it is much harder to jump all of these jumps together. And I think that's why William worked so hard with us at the start of the session about that repairing the canter, because it does just go to pot a little bit when it's quite common when all of us do courses. You can just see I'm starting to lose the rhythm. I pulled a bit into that one, and I even like, if you could hear the sound, I'm like, oh no, I've started pulling again. And he's like, you've just lost the rhythm. And that's what it is. You can see my canter isn't as even, and then it just makes a massive difference. Anyway, we had a nice shot to this one, and to be fair, I think we did actually jump a lot better after I'd had my little like, oh, I'm pulling moment, and William was like, no, you've just lost your rhythm. Then I was like, oh yeah, like it is almost that simple. I definitely overcomplicate things, but you can see there, like, really nice shot to the double. And the thing is, no one is saying that you can't pull or alter anything to a fence. It's just trying not to really throw them off, which is what I sometimes do. Anyway, this is where we have a little bit of an oopsie. So you can't see from this angle, but there are basically some jump wings behind that fence that are like knocked over, and the entire session Jam was like, they're going to eat me. And I really messed up my line to that one. So the way I presented Jam at it, it basically looked like we were jumping into the wings. So completely my fault, and I think had I have pressed with a bit more legs, she would have still jumped. But yeah, so you can see them there. So not annoyed about that in the slightest. It's just one of those things. Should have had a better line. But all in all, you know, it was actually quite a nice round. And when I was riding around it, it felt like I was pulling way more than I was. But watching it back is not nearly as bad. Look at William taking the mick out of my line. He's like, yeah, you aimed her there. Lol, appalling. But yeah, quite pleased with that actually. Well done, Jammy. She looked fantastic.
All finished. I'm so chuffed with how Jammy went. She was an absolute star. She's definitely not as fit as I thought. She got quite fit for London, and then we obviously haven't done as much. Like, she had a bit of chill time after. So we've got a little bit of a belly on us, haven't we, Bammy? So she did start to get a little bit tired, but jumped really, really nicely. Like, I don't think she had a pole. We did have a stop, but it was a spook-related stop at the wings. Hey, sometimes things just catch your eye a bit, don't they? And yeah, like, really pleased with how we warmed up. Oh, darling. I think my pulling was a lot better, and then it was just when I went in to do the course, and there were a few bigger jumps because like they were quite full up. Like, a lot of them were a good meter. Which, in fairness, we haven't really jumped. Well, we haven't jumped a metre since Chillington, really, because I don't even think at London we jumped. I suppose some of them were probably fairly big, but obviously they were brushes. So yeah, I just felt myself get a bit panicky. It's so bizarre. I get so much more nervous riding her than Winnie or Wilma, and I don't know if it's the size of the jumps or like our history, but it's probably a combination of the two, to be fair. And also I just feel so bad if I mess things up for Jam, because she's so honest and like she just loves her jumping, and I always feel really guilty messing it up. So yeah, the course, I was a little bit disappointed with how I rode, but I didn't circle, and the fence that I re-jumped, I was going into it and my brain was being like circle, circle, circle. And I was like, no, keep coming. And it wasn't pretty, but you know, the first step is to like actually trust that you can keep coming and it will be fine. And everything doesn't have to be pretty. I'm an amateur. I'm an amateur, guys. It doesn't have to be beautiful, does it? So yeah, really pleased. I'm just going to try and book into as many of these as possible. I think it's very easy when you've got like a couple of young horses to just focus on them and do all the training with them. But we need to get the old birds out as well, don't we, Jammy? You're tired girl. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of a Jammy update, because I feel like she's not been on the channel as much, especially with Vlogmas and her having her injury and everything. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. I need my groom, I'm afraid, which is Granite Lens Media, so we are going to have to cut this short. But I live, love, love you. Thanks for watching. Remember the Y Food discount. Okay, bye. Good girl.